I don't know if I intentionally thought about it as a memorial, but it was definitely a reaction to loss. That happened at a very early age. It was months after the genocide happened, and so I was a kid, really. And I remember writing a poem. So creative expression was a part of that reaction or that coping to loss at a very early age. A Year Around the Sun was a few years in the making. It started during this time where I was suddenly around water all the time. And I was really struck by kind of this abstraction that was happening around talking about the migration that was happening on the Mediterranean Sea. It was all about numbers, and it was all about institutions, and it was all about, it was really missing the humans that were dying on water to better their lives. And so what do you do when your loved one dies in this situation? You can't, there's no body. You can't bury your dead. You can't pay respects to a body because it's gone and it's thousands of miles away. So that's the space in which I'm working from, is what do you do when you don't have these immediate things that come with being home? I used 100-year-old lifeboats. That really shifted the project to be able to work with an object that was actually used in a context of emergencies. That was the centerpiece of everything else in that sculpture. And I started to use things like found netting, macrame nets, and created a number of sculptures that were these kind of hybrid objects. That could be a decorative object, and it could be a boat fender, and it could be something that had been infested by barnacles, and it could be all of these things at once. Yeah, and so the work was a mix of things that were out in the world and things that were created by my hands. And my hope was to integrate it into a space where people could take that time, a space that was literally trying to connect different places on the water. My home on the Hudson River, the site where the work was created in Manhattan on the water, and we're talking about water on the Mediterranean Sea. All these different sites. It is all connected. I mean, quite literally, it is all connected. So there was kind of another echoing of connection happening in the materials, in the netting, in the macrame, a different kind of bringing together. So that was part of what I was trying to do, really, is make more space for reflecting on something like death. What are the possibilities of art being of use in that way, of use to a community? I hoped that it would be of use in that way, some small release valve to processing something like the fallout of having a loved one involved in that kind of migration.